Given all of the talk about how automation is going to kill manufacturing jobs, about how the U.S. economy is moving from manufacturing to service and has been for many years, where are you seeing the biggest growth in manufacturing?
So we see the growth in manufacturing in technical jobs, people able to manage those automation schemes at higher levels of pay. I've been a part of that manufacturing story over my 38 years and have lived that. I think there's a great underlying story. American manufacturing is doing a great job of driving productivity inside the factory. That's why the goods and services produced have never been higher, but the skills of those jobs are at a higher level, and that puts challenges on manufacturing like Allegion.
So Dave, for Allegion, for your company, where are you in the cycle of increasing productivity through automation? I mean, are you pretty much as far as you can get given where we are with technology right now, or do you have a ways to go even now?
So I would say at Allegion, we have advanced the capabilities of automation in our style of product. It never ends. But the real breakthrough that's coming in the next decade is digitization. How we use information technology, artificial intelligence, and information to be smarter manufacturers.
All right, Dave, I want to just get to the sort of the myth versus the reality of this whole idea that automation, artificial intelligence will kill the necessity for humans. Do you think that there is a substantial amount of truth to the idea that the technological advancements are steadily reducing the need for humans?
I challenge that. Where you have high variation, you're always going to have the need for human input. If your manufacturing designs or products have very little labor input, let's say like a cell phone, you can automate that. But where you add variation to the product that's being developed or manufacturing, it requires labor. An example of that would be right here in Indianapolis. We have manufactured here for over 100 years and shipped globally. We produce 2,200 variations of an exit device, which is in the building that you occupy today. It requires human input because of the variation. I think of a variety of industries, automation will not kill the need for human skills in manufacturing globally.
So, Mike, when it comes to manufacturing, there are at least two dimensions of this. One is automation, and the other is location. President Trump has really focused on location a lot, whether the autos are being made in Mexico or they're being made here. When you see that decline in the number of manufacturing jobs that you just illustrated, how much of that is automation and how much is shipping overseas?
It's a combination, and studies have shown that automation's actually had a bigger impact overall than shipping jobs overseas, but both have hit the manufacturing sector. I think the biggest thing is the word that David used is important: skills. Unskilled labor in manufacturing has moved overseas because anybody can do it, and the pay is really small. The question is the kind of workers that his company needs now to manage the automation and manage the digitization. Are those in short supply? Is the education system producing the right kind of workers? And what do we do going forward to build those skills?
Well, and Dave, pick up on that. This is a great point that Mike makes, that there's a skills gap or a skills shortage that a lot of people talk about. Are you finding it difficult to find the employees that you actually need to hire? And if so, are you retraining people?
So if you go to a Allegion website today, you'll see over 100 jobs posted. You know, it'll be things like CNC operators, data managers, input managers. I think the challenge, if you go back 38 years ago when I went into manufacturing, the myth was you better study harder and end up in a factory. That could be the greatest opportunity in young people's lives because we train and develop in a variety of skills. We provide outstanding wages, benefits, 401k programs where people can learn and grow. I think what needs to change at the middle school and high school level is to put an equal weight or value on somebody that's accelerating in a technical path, maybe into a factory of the future or a university path. If you go to places like Germany, both technical growth as well as university growth is valued by society here. We look down sometimes on young people that are not going on a university path or skills path. That needs to change.
I have a quick question for you. We talk about education and changing the way people come into the labor force, but one of the big problems we have is people who are already in the labor force and no longer have skills. Are you able to hire older workers and train them, and do you find older workers want to come to you and get retrained?
We welcome a senior workforce, typically more stable, willing to learn. We absolutely will invest in people coming in the door of any age. We will offer flexibility as well, so that if I'm in the later part of my career, you have options in terms of the number of hours worked, days. Manufacturing has flexed a lot, not only in the development and adding skills of workers, but giving flexibility so people can have the lifestyle that they want. We think it's important to attract workers that are in the second half or fourth quarter of their careers.
Dave, you mentioned Germany specifically. I mean, you're a multinational company. You manufacture in Indianapolis, but also other places. Compare and contrast the United States in terms of the training for its workforce with other countries. You said Germany does a good job. Are we gaining on other countries? Are we losing? Is the gap growing larger? How do we compare?
I think in terms of the skill gaps that are coming out of both high school and university, the U.S. is falling behind. Again, if I take Europe, and I've spent many years in Europe, we have many manufacturing plants in Europe, there's a decision point about the age of 14, 15, am I going to take a technical path or a university path? I think this is good for young people. That doesn't mean you limit them, but you better prepare them for the jobs of today. I've been very aggressive in communicating with government officials, technical colleges and universities. We can better prepare young people coming into the workforce so that they can excel when they hit a factory door.